hive mind, and AI, everything is going to be turned into a complete AI autonomous system.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a change in right now. The our setup it's a change in world order. So various different mechanism is going to be put in place.
Mm.
But we, when that time comes, I'm sure more conversation is going to emerge, and it's going to actually force us to really shift from the music and stuff and debate
Let's
more.
but one time I say that campaign AI and alien and so forth. Now a music, me see a campaign so
Yeah,
it seems like you
be-
are going in the opposite direction of where I say.
no, because I mean that's a talk of the town now. Ever since that guy have been freed, I mean, it has really turned on a far more interest to the music. I must admit to it.
Yeah.
You understand me? So yeah, for sure. With Vibes Cartel release,
Me not
more
suppose
attention has been placed on the music for sure.
eh. But no, but not different from like the normal where Vibes Cartel are the one where couple of them and I do. What's so special about because I'm not really seen on conversation. Me see like him out here one a man or that just like a repeat one something for 4 or 5. For example, even a live stream discussion them. Me not see no whole
Uh-huh.
heap of fresh nut now roll on. I see him something them a circulate every day.
As it relates to the music,
Yeah, that's it related to the music.
yeah, well, pretty much. But there's several different shows going on and on. So I mean, there's talk for news.
That's shows always are going still.
Yeah, but now it's being recorded and it's being highlighted because people start making more special emphasis to record this show and stuff. And so you have a lot more media coverage and stuff like that. But definitely it has amplified the dancehall space. Nobody can deny it. And then with the advent of several other entertainers getting their visa in the US and in the UK and Canada and stuff like that. So, a lot of work visa has been issued, you know. In the midst of so many people getting deport, back to their country with the whole ICE and the policy of this administration. For some reason the music got lucky and these entertainers got their visa. I don't know if there's any policy change as it relates to um Donald Trump administration as it relates to entertainment and stuff like that. So
Let me ask
I
you a
think
question. So with like them EPA election campaign we see a go on and all of that. Where who you feel like have the better organization where if you would have make like a prediction they take
well,
home the next election, who you think would have take it?
well, that's a good question. I
Yeah.
mean, when you look at it, when you assess it, um for the JLP is the incumbent party. When you have a incumbent party have such a strong campaign and everything, that's something that's a major positive. There's no, and this is why the PMP was actually banking on, this all, I think propaganda campaign as it relates to Andrew Holness finance and everything else,
Right.
because they really have nothing else to really bank on. When you look at
You don't feel like them would have like rile up and jump up a nice amount of people where them can put up like a challenge.
yeah,
Because
I mean,
probably me and you not to cut you, me I say probably me and you may hear a thing present and we go look into the details, right, and fine tune it and see if this makes sense or that makes sense or if this a propaganda or not. But 99% of the people them now do that. A man just hear a thing and him just work with it. You know, I just say, yo, this party like me don't know if I like check out even some videos on my post on the other channel. Where
Yeah.
me see some youth in the street ask some man, so why you vote for this party or why you vote for that party? And them not have no explanation more. So one man does tell us say, yo, Andrew me say or Ma me say, you know?
Yeah, yeah, because the traditionally you know, most similar to religion, people just side with a religious ideology. It's the same thing as it relates to politics. Most people are actually born in a certain community that is aligned to a political party, and
Right,
so automatically they, you know, align themselves with a party. Very few people really accumulate, even try to accumulate understanding as it relates to policies, and you know, they go down into the nitty gritty as it relates to you know, the certain governmental intervention and what their, you know, successes and failures and stuff like that.
right,
Most people are just siding with a color. You understand me?
right,
It's really people that really think critical and analytical are able to really do that. But one thing I can say, I think more and more people is starting to educate themselves politically.
right. Because you have
Um,
like social media now and you have like more information now.
exactly,
Yeah, you have like
exactly.
yeah, people are looking to stuff. You have like social media platforms, and you have like general people out here are like a reason and a debate, you know. And a man start realizing no, you can't just tell a man say, "Oh, time come or choose Jamaica." You actually have statistics to back your argument, because you have other people on the internet where I meet we have for them statistics. So a lot more people wise up and smart up still. You get me? I say, but
Yeah,
when it comes on to like if you like in America, you have one like what heap of political sheep to, you know, where are those like Democrats and Republican. But I realize that enough people kind of like grade the government and where them do still. You see it. So them would all look forward to say, well, let me hear on our present. Instead of say, well, me just I go vote for this man because I red or vote for this man because I blue. You see it.
yeah,
So
absolutely,
right,
absolutely. But you know, I think predominantly you still have most of the people are completely naive
right,
about you know, their political decision or what is really swaying them to really vote, because they're not really voting on policies really. So
right,
regardless of what happens, they're still going to really put the X or the bell beside the party of the community from whence they came, right? And that is natural and everything else, right?
right.
But if people really think critical, because I you know, at one point years ago I was a part of the Dr. Ken Ball you know, election trail,
Right.
because I really supported him back then, and so you know, and even when, you know, Antoinette Orton was really formulating her political party, I got invited, you know, a friend of mine to, you know, a couple private meeting just to sit in and listen to her. And I think she was a very strong woman. Unfortunately, you know, I think she was indicted for some,
Yeah, because
um,
she'd have to go Canada, go run off, and she never. She passed away a couple, probably a
yeah,
couple
she
months
passed
later.
away after, because it's sad how her life turned out, because she got indicted
Mm.
for some criminality and everything
Right.
else. And
She have to run with go Canada, I think.
yeah, and so that has really dampened her, and really she went out really bad,
She
which is
just spend like on the political and you know like because she usually on the radio RGR program, I think, right?
yeah, 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 really.
Yeah, man. So from that scandal, it come out and she did like make that move there. She basically like, yeah, that it finished panda level. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
So
And you know, she went out sad. It's really
right, right.
unfortunate.
Because you usually have
Um,
like you have like, them time I read the art in have Barbara Gluden and you have
yep,
Anthony Martin. Cause
yep.
me I would still, but me like usually like listen them thing.
Yeah,
Because
man, the Mutty Perkins, all of that
right,
stuff. Like,
right,
you know, I was a Mutty Perkins fan. I used to call in his program all the time, and we have interactions.
yeah.
You
So just
know,
like them thing there, yeah, you just usually have it on the radio and you have like once and once you call in and reason and them thing there still. You
yeah,
see?
man, it was fun. Back then, radio was really fun. You know, the running tweets, you calling and interacting with these people. I love the Muddy Perkins favorite laugh, ho 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 ho.
Right, right,
You know,
right,
and I love when he used to say, "I beg your pardon."
right,
You
right,
understand
right,
it? I mean, that was really fascinating. You know, so it's like I have some good chat with him. And I because I was really intrigued politically and about social construct and various different criminal stuff, and he was fierce and he was really going at them. So
right.
it only makes sense for me to really be a stark supporter of Sir P and what he has going on, because it just remind me of that fight. It just that Sir P, is behind the scene, because criminal.
You know, feel like Serpy did I put too much energy in a cartel the other day.
Yeah, I mean, listen, because and you see, I mean, it's warranted, right? It's
Mm.
warranted. I mean, you see, um, Sykes came out and he gave his statement. I mean, it was clear. It was a, and I was surprised because Serpi called him Lego Sykes, but the thing is, because I was a bit skeptical of him. I thought he
No,
he's
but
corruption.
wait, Sykes say a general knowledge. Me even see my brethren watch, look and listen. I say with a credit Serpy for that. I mean, I understand the argument there. Because everybody would know that the man get
No, no,
off.
no. Rick, it's general knowledge, yes. But the thing is, a lot of people were going with the argument that, Lizard was a criminal and, whatever happens, happen. And, but I was
No,
really,
I understand all of that, but I am saying when in the grand scheme of things, the man get off on a technicality, and me did just say, well, me have to work with where the court say. So regardless, if
well,
it was
well,
a
well,
case,
for,
me I say if
yeah.
it was me not out here tell a man say feel like or dislike vibes cartel. That wasn't or isn't my argument, You get to me, I say a man must know.
Yeah, you just respect the court decision.
Right, but me have it, but right. But so me feel like say what me agree with him 100%. Say the system need a fix. Because what
Yeah.
it about and make people who possibly guilty get away, or people who innocent get trapped behind bars and waste people time, brother. Just like
Well, for me,
the other day, you see a man where do about 50 years without trial. Me see government have to compensate him some millions. That
yeah.
assault, brother. How you there behind bars for 50 years and brother, 50 years? I don't know, a half a century that in a general. Oh, you're there behind bars for 50 years. And you like it's like a man just throw you in there and just say, yo, and you're like, you're just lost, brother. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
no
The
farmer no it.
unfortunately, yeah, unfortunately, the law, it is only shafted for certain people, and it's where it is. But as for that case, it's done and gone. He's not there. He's not going to be the first one or the last one to really get off on technicality. At the time when it was heated and everything else, I have my position, and because I have an Akashic record, and I just wanted to be on the right side of history from that standpoint. I don't really favor the court proceeding itself because, as you know,
But when I say
um,
this, but until the court change the law, it go how it go. Because at the end
Uh,
of the day, when in truth and in rights, when them ask them, say, brother, at at what point we ago can get a retrial, them can't give an answer. Because I'm gonna say for them when the people them really look into it, man, she say cases backlog from all 2018, brother. So how you ago
yeah,
convince we say yeah ago can give we at retrial in a timely manner for a case in a 2025 when you have issues with cases from all 2018 when us sort out all know them and they sit down behind bars. So let's say them and they innocent then. Them and they run all one extra decade for nothing at all, my general.
yeah, yeah. Well, you know, it's very unfortunate, but you see, the court system is designed. It really was formulated and structured in ancient Greek, by Draco, and Draco is really basically he was the one who created the draconian law. This is why court system is so draconian, right? It is made from by a reptilian system, and you know it's what it is. They don't really care much about the human elements to this, right? They just care about getting people within these confinements, right? Only to really create other system, the prison industrial system, uh, hospital system, you know, court system, various different stuff. They just create industries on the backs of people's life. You know, unless you have money to really defend yourself. Plus, you have a great deal of popularity for sure, which that help him as well. You know, and but I think when I think a lot of these people when they have influence, I mean they not necessarily have to be putting out positive thing. They use these people as well to really spread the poverties as well. So that is also a part of their game as well. So it's what it is. The human construct have to really understand themselves as an individual and assert themselves and apply certain functionality into the equation and understand that they have to take account for their own personal life, right? And this is a system that is owned and operated by evil entities. And
But
when one,
regardless of that still, me hear you say still no, but regardless of that, it still want to adjust my general. You know,
yeah,
it
absolutely, but it,
you have other places where, you know, yeah, where it more speedier. You get me
yeah,
as a process more speedier. So me
yeah,
now say them know it purposefully like have people a burn out behind bars and a linger and a go around or whatever. If them really mean for burn you out still, you know. But me I say just like overall, you know,
yeah.
me think say something need to be done. It can't carry on like that. Or if it a go carry on like that, then a man no complain and ball when a man get out some way after you think say I'm guilty then.
Well, Rick, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right for sure. But for me, in my perspective and what I do know, even though some people may push back on me and say that it's too conspiratorial, but what I know because for me the Pandora box is open, and I've been down the rabbit hole, and I have so much information that is highly classified. That when it comes to the human construct,
Right.
there's a system. It's a bodies in, body out. Human being themselves are cyclic biological entities that similar to a chicken and a goat and a cow. I mean, people realize what a chicken is used for, and a chicken can be breaking down into several other products. Well, what I can tell you is human being as well can be broken down in several different products. I mean, even right now, the tap water coming from your pipe come from a cesspool. That cesspool water at some point came from somebody's house. So I mean, if I can put it together for you, I will
Yeah.
just put it together as simple as that. Human being are cyclic, and there is so much different stuff as it relates to their existence that I'll have to really tell you about everything that I know behind the scene. It's really not for public consumption
Alright.
because
Me see them. How them they arguing in the chat about Ricky Tan we are deal with. So Ricky Tan say PNP can lose his election and Andrew Hamilton said JLP can lose. So me I ask you something when I really forward it skeptic. But so if all right, let's say PNP win the election as well Ricky Tan predict. Because do you think them are going to have a better performance than what is going on now based on yeah that I don't know how much you observe them and what them are deal with and what them are present to the people. Do you
well,
think them would have like a better performance than what Andrew Wallace do you know?
well, let me preface it this way. When it comes to political system, like I said, I used to take part in the whole political system,
Right.
right? But the thing is, that's before I really study and research and analyze and understand, because that's what I spend time doing over the course of the last 10 years is to dissect, cross reference, and connect dots to stuff. What basically people must understand the two-party system was created in Britain. It's really a Britain system, right? Long before the Whigs party, it used to call the Whigs and Tories. Even before the Whigs and the Tories party, you used to have like the Cavaliers and the Fatheads. That was what really you know became the Whigs and the Tories party, which is a colonial party. They both control Jamaica and they both control America. America had 13 colonies. America was one colony, and you used to have dukes and governors that run Jamaica. At that time, around about 1841 to about 1866, they had about 22 parishes, and then over a course of time it reduced and became 14. Now they want to make Portmore the 15 parish. I say that to say this: political system itself is nothing but a system from the colonial past, and it remains the same. I mean, Jamaica still have the king as the heads of state, so we serve a king. We haven't really relinquished our colonial offspring, right? We still have them in place. As much as people want to talk about independence day.
Skeptic, I don't think you answer when me ask. Me just
No, no,
say,
no, I'm getting there. I'm getting
oh,
there. I just want to It's very important that people really, you see, this is the thing, Rick. People not really analyzing things from this perspective, right? The point is, we're not totally free. Now, when we come down to the two political system, it's just a derivative from the old colonial past. The Jamaica Labour Party is really the conservative party, which I will think more aligned to the Tourist Party, and the PMP is more aligned to the Whigs, right? But when you go down to the history of it, when you go down to the history of it, in total, right? In
right.
From 1963, from 1962, right, up until now, it's about what? It's about 63 years, going 64 years this year, right?
Right.
And so the PMP has actually ruled Jamaica for about 30 years of that 63, and the Jamaica Labour Party has ruled for about 33 years. But let's put that into perspective, right? I mean, we can't really count Donald Sangster. Jamaica has gone through about 9 prime ministers altogether. 9 prime ministers. When you check that history, we can't really count Donald Sangsters because he died by a brain aneurysm in less than a year when he was sworn into power. Hugh Shearer, we have to really count it from Hugh Shearer. So we have to really say it's 8 prime ministers altogether. So when you look at all, you sum up all this prime minister, and you say Donald Sangster, what he has done? I think he has governed as great as he possibly can, which is the GLP. 1963, right? Well, you Shearer. Let's start at you Shearer. He it was more, his had a cultural policy, and he did do a good job on infrastructure, right? And then followed by Michael Manley, right? Michael Manley is actually um, is like a democratic socialist, right? But I think he tried his best. He really tried his best. And then Edward Siaga take it from him. He tried to recover because Michael Manley did some really bad move. Edward Siaga take it and really try to do as much as possible. But what has really happened to Edward Siaga administration? It was Gilbert in 1988 that really put a dam, that really forced Edward Siaga to make a deal with the IMF and take out a large loan, right? And this is why Michael Manley win the election again from him, because of Gilbert, right? And it really put a damp in the country. But I really judge all 8 prime minister. Really, I think the PMP has done a tremendous. And I'm not politically aligned, but when you check 3 consecutive PMP have run Jamaica, 3 consecutive.
Mm.
3. We're talking about Michael Manley, PJ Patterson, Portia Simpson.
Right.
You understand me? That is over a period about 25 years. 25 years, right? Not to mention PJ Patterson led government, which has the most corrupted practices. The most. You can't make this up. You're talking about Operation Pride scandal. You talking about the shell waiver scandal, FinSac. You talk about the Cuban light bulbs issue. You talk about Trafigura. You talk about the so much allegation of corruption and police brutality and everything else. Listen, PJ Patterson have really wrecked the country immensely. You understand me? Right?
Right.
So 25 years of PMP. Bruce Golding got it. Oh man, he was struggling. And of course, the Tivoli Garden incursion that really caused him to not run for a second term. That really mess up him there,
Right.
right? And so you have an Andrew Holness now coming to power after clean up all of that 25-year mess. I
Right.
mean, Bruce Golding tried to do it as much as possible. But listen, the economy has actually rebound. You
Right.
understand me? I mean, let's be practical. The economy itself has rebound under Andrew Holness led administration,
Mm.
right? And I'm really speaking, I'm really looking at the numbers, when I think about it. I mean, it's practical, right? So, I mean, the only thing that they're using is speculative argument to put out a narrative out there to suggest that there's something, when I think it's nothing. I mean, look at the man policy. I
Right,
mean, it's clear that what he's doing with the IMF, he was able to really work with IMF to try and reduce payment, and he have done several different negotiations,
right,
technology and various other different stuff. Listen, for an incumbent party, that is in a very good position. For the turnout of all the rallies that I see so far, for an incumbent party that having such a large turnout, and the people seem so excited and ready. You understand me? Can you hear me?
yeah, man, loud and clear, man. And you know, to me, like social media would have like a play a huge role in our one at this moment, because now people that see, and as you that have like what like campaigns different from like in the street. You have like even from the PNP side and the JLP side, you have like what bloggers and people from in the diaspora get like involved and so forth. And a lot of people have them say and so forth. So to me, all right, like 2 years back and so, when me that observe the whole thing, me that say, me that like I see more stronger PNP presence on the internet, like a whole wave of them, and you have like what heap of platforms and so forth. But to me, after a while, it's like the JLP them realize, say, well, whoa, this is what I go on now. And yes, so we have to take it. So
Yeah,
basically, you start to see like a response in it. So you start to see platforms that match up to the PNP platform, them reasoning. People are reason by if you say, yo, may I declare say my PM I do this and that and whatever. So, and like people that see the energy from that side. So to me, it's understandable why everybody would have out and like just look exciting and so forth. Because even tonight, even while you have like the movement saying some sharp square for the JLP, me see the PNP them in I think one Manchester Mandeville somewhere there, and it
Mandeville.
low, right. It
Yeah,
packed with people.
yeah. I look at it as well, and they're active as well. You
Yeah,
know.
it kind of tricky when it come on to the politics because like say a lot of these people were in the PNP and JLP campaign. Basically, them not gonna really even vote election there. But if we go by where we are see on social media, it look like it a go, kind of tense still. You see it because as me say, I think social media would have trigger a lot of people to say, well, them a take part in it, whether by or far, Enough man I say, well, Andrew Wallace are wicked, so we have to go vote PNP. And you have a lot of people where I say, well, we see a lot of performance from Andrew Wallace. We can't just make you come bully down the thing, so we have to vote and defend thing. The skinny say PNP fan base is bigger than most artists on social media. Yeah. But at the end of the day, when it comes on to like overall, a nomination, not a election day talk still, because 90%
Yeah, yeah.
of people on the internet
It,
now vote.
it's definitely what I'm hoping is that the people, don't really take it too far to, let it ensue into violence and all kind of um foolishness,
Right. But
and
them like give an indication and at least one something me have to commend. I want something me have to commend like both parties for. The other day, me see them lock up a bridging where did I make some talk about this and that and whatever. I mean, I understand enough people say, well, I say them always talk and so forth. But me glad them like send a message to brother. That type of energy then not go work. And me
but
glad
he was
no, me I say, well, I know. I say, even though I'm da indicate that him is a PNP, me never see no objection from the PNP side, like, you know, them are trying to justify nothing or whatever. I think everybody come to agreement, say, brother, don't do that. You get them,
But
I say?
didn't I see him dressed in JLP outfit as well?
Yeah, yeah, man. That's when him a damage control, man. You know, him realize it start for get whatever. Even when you see what some video with, you know, them a black road and a tell MP if you go S them and them thing. Them something they supposed to done with, brother. You get
Well,
me?
well,
Go vote,
well,
vote for. So you think go.
yeah. Well, you know, I hope that is a part of it that is worrying me because I think there's a greater machinery behind um different country having governmental upheaval and civil unrest and various different stuff because it's a part of an engineering system behind um, forging towards complete digital convergency in creating different smart cities and various other different technologies. You
Right.
know, because I think they're pushing towards a hive mind where we're moving towards like a singularity. The thing is, I don't even hear much people talking about AI on the campaign and stuff. They say, I mean, they make reference to it here and there and everything else, but I don't think they're really giving the people the real scope.
But like you and DJ Kentucky look like you know big up yourself in a Rasai, respect my general. You see it look like you know, want like a full discussion about it. But I guess them would have, and as politicians, them are go campaign away where them are go try to utilize or try to show that them are go utilize the positive out it or whatever. So we don't know.
Well, the political system is created to suppress thought. In 1902, when the Rockefeller and the Carnegie Institute restructured the curriculum and the educational system, they decided that they're not going to create a nation of thinkers. They're more going to create workers when they forged towards the industrialized revolution and created this old capitalistic structure and everything else, right? So
Right,
people, they've been outsourcing knowledge for a very long time, right? You know,
right.
this is why even now most people don't even remember numbers out their head. You know, now if people want number, they get to their cell phone. So we're in the digital convergency, right? And we're moving closer and closer towards a singularity where everything is going to become
But
autonomous. So this is
I
what they
just
want.
but I just saw the thing go skeptic because while it is good for you know just all right just for like make like certain calculations out there. Why you go bother with that when there is an easier way?
That
You,
easier way forward.
eh? It's just like you are go you know use your manual labor for build a house when you actually have machines that can do it. I mean you know somebody probably where you know, used to fill a gap there and earn a food and so forth, and probably that not available as well. But when it come on to like the earth still, it always forward going. So you always have mankind implement like newer stuff daily. Every day you
I mean,
have tools with this and that and whatever, you know?
yeah, I mean, that's really what's going to be that's what has been the push ever since the creation of the steam engine. Convenience, right?
Right.
What happened? You have the different machinery and everything else that really take the muscle away from humans.
Sure.
So they didn't have to be any hunters and gatherers anymore, or tilling the soil as much as they used to,
Right.
right? So that really has taken away the muscle of human beings,
So,
right?
we still have to be honest because I know like while no a man can look back and say, well, you know, say manually tilling the soil, you know, it probably did good and more healthy and whatever. But in at the time when you had do it, you wish there was an easier way. You
Yeah,
get it?
I mean, it is a it. listen, it
Because back then, no, a man probably at 20 and he look like him at 70 to how hard work do him.
yeah,
You know?
but the thing is, when people pull together, it comes easier. At least we were meant to really utilize our strength and everything else. We were a lot more stronger. But
True.
that happened, and then with the advent and creation of technology, it takes away our mind. So more or less, that's what really caused us to really start to outsource our knowledge, right? And so what
As
people
it relates to like assessment of the world, no, and like say 40 years ago, do you think human beings pan a whole smarter then or no?
um I mean, that's a good question. I mean,
Yeah,
we're smarter from the perspective of utilizing technology and everything else, but we're not smarter as it relates to our communication with each other. Because
right,
human beings, even with social media and everything else, everybody is accepting friend requests, but they don't speak.
right.
Understand me?
So,
So it's really, if you go back and look back in the 80s, 70s, thereabout, people are able to articulate themselves and be more pragmatic, far more than it is now. Now kids barely want to speak. You put them around a dinner table, they more have interest around in their phone than to have a
probably a
conversation.
communication back then would have been more limited to like your community and your surroundings. And if you're a man where probably your people have a little bit of food, you maybe travel overseas and so forth. But no, you don't really need that. The world kind of just connected. So if you feel like talk to somebody from China today, or somebody from America or whatever, the option there in your hand. So
Yeah.
how you look on that? Because I understand back then say yes, you may have to do more in-person talking in it. You have to get, you want a girlfriend, you have to go, boom, no, say you have to go step to somebody where they have to write letter or talk or whatever, or wait till them like you or whatever. But no, a man can jump on WhatsApp or jump on Instagram, slide in our inbox or whatever, and that fix immediately and not just fix. Like as me say, back then you probably have to circle around your community or whatever, and it kind of limited. Now it unlimited. You have like more easier connection, like globally, anywhere in the world.
Yeah, you're right. But what it's doing is it's taking away our biological sovereignty,
Right.
right? We're becoming more of a cyborg, right? Because it's moving from a linear um, analogs.
Or is it a case where if you understand how to maneuver it, you win, and if you just not understand nothing, you just get swallowed up with the system, just as back then. Because let's say it's just like a shy person, or you you think probably not loud like some other man and so forth. But then you still probably have difficulty because you probably like that nice black girl or the nice brown girl that they saw as a man, and it's like she out of your reach because probably you don't have lyrics or you don't have the looks like some other man or whatever. So it to me, anyway you take it, you still have like complications based on the time where
Mhm.
So like now you can look and say, boy, you wish more people you see a man with 1 million followers, you so about him dark like midnight if you meet him in person. Because it's just like you never, even though you talk text on phone with people and whatever, it's like you never really talk to nobody. But back then it probably challenging for your next one as well, because probably you not have the confidence like certain people if you just step up and be bold, or who him think or where him think him worth, probably just not enough him reach. Probably have to just circle for wine a him community or whatever. So me just
Yeah,
think every time there is like always something.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's how people utilize it, right? And so. in some areas, it has enabled and create better cohesion. In other areas, it has caused disaster,
Right,
you know, especially as it relates to even relationship
right,
and certain other different social, construct, right?
right.
But in its entirety, it is a machine that is actually systematically, um, being implemented right across the world.
Mm.
And
So you have some people where even you me hear with them argument there sometime when it are like it would have come off as if there is like something specific where somebody there behind the scene, like a particular agenda is there where somebody there behind the scene are a set of people or whatever it is. Me don't know, but something is behind the scene where they try to manipulate or whatever. They try to
yeah. Every single industrial revolution is orchestrated. It's orchestrated by the power brokers and the overlords. I call them the overlords. That we are being similar to how you may create a fall cube or a couple of egg pens, and you house them with a plan in mind, right?
yeah,
And so it's either you some people do it for pets and some people do it for the dinner table. You understand me?
right,
I think this is right across the board. This planet is a structured one, and it's engineered by certain overlords that really want to propel this whole planet to a different dimension. I mean, every single if you go back chronologically back into the cradle of civilization around the Nile River Valley, you'll find out that's where all the African diaspora emerged from. And
right,
then when you look at the Indian population, they emerged from the Indus Valley civilization. When you look at the Chinese, they emerged from the Yellow River Valley civilization. When you look at the Aryans, and they call them Europeans, they emerged from the Caspian Sea, Mediterranean, around that stuff. So there's biologically there has been mutation, there has been industrialization, civil war, things change and things put into place and everything else. But when you check it chronologically, you see that there's been a methodical system over time that brought us up until now. If I may be honest with you, I think we are maybe, well, I think we are perhaps the last biological evolution, because we now what you see so many synthetic implants. If a
couple
if a
times here
woman,
and now I man I'll say same thing like you man.
yeah,
It's
I mean that's, I mean
yeah, have weird stuff I go on all the time, man.
no, 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 we're more external cyborg, and we're about to become more an internal cyborg. This is why a medical term they call the body a host body. So we're just a host for consciousness. So what that means, I give you one example about the severity of what I'm suggesting here, right?
Yeah.
Um, have you ever seen the Waymo?
No, no.
All right, so the Waymo, they've launched them in several cities. I'm here in Atlanta. They have launched it in Atlanta a couple months ago. And so
It
if
go
you
by
see that,
another name?
it's called Waymo. Yeah,
Oh,
Waymo.
Okay.
It's an autonomous vehicle, drive completely autonomously on its own.
Yeah. Where them have them all around taxi and them thing there.
Yeah, it's for taxes. So
Yeah.
it
I know
yeah,
that.
so yeah, so I mean the best example I can give somebody is all right, you have a car and you know it's host within a house because that car doesn't have the capability of actually maneuver itself. So it requires you to do that maneuvering because it does not have the capability to do so itself. So
Right,
you're the host driving that host, right?
right.
The Wayman now is operating autonomously, so it's have its own sentientness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Apart from when it get in an accident, then it require human to bring it in for service or whatever, or bring in the ambulance and vice versa. That's what it is. So it begs the question then, what is consciousness? So if consciousness can be transferred to a host, which is a car that can maneuver completely independently, if you see that car maneuvering, you'll really think that there's somebody is in that car, but it's not. It can park itself, do
Right.
everything itself, right? So that is really consciousness. So they're right now they're working on a thing called agentic AI, which is humanoid, and that they're going to roll out that in the coming years,
But
right?
but but with all of them, me always I say this, while them things are happen, you always, yeah, because me understand that you always have stuff I roll out, technological stuff, but me I say the world is big. So my time by time certain things roll out before it even still it not even reach certain places. Because all right, take for example the Tesla truck them roll out and them was a thing and so forth. And me not think them cover no big percentage of America or even stretch to other parts of the world to no big extent before them even become something that people exciting over again. Because even the other day me there road and I see something me I said to my wife say the other day because me see a couple of them and me I say, well, so the other day a bag of people it crazy over them truck and you see them all over and it's like it's a flex. But me not really see nobody with them like that again. I mean, yeah, majority of the cars them, computerized and all of that. But like on the level the way that see it like a man say, here we go on. I go put on my regular car when I drive because this is the new wave. Me not really see that. Me just see something
Yeah,
for a little while and then it just frazzle long and a man just gone back to normal.
yeah. Don't take that for a sign of anything. Slowing down. I mean, it's going to ramp up because that's the trajectory. Because if you look at every major city, you can see the system is clearly collapsed. You have gridlock, vehicle, you know, once, where you used to go, used to take 10 minutes. Now it's taking half hour, 1 hour to get there. So
Right.
we have now an overpopulation of cars. So we have a complete gridlock, especially in a major city. So that itself is a overall failure where it require a transition into a new system. And I think what is coming is a complete autonomous system where it's not going to require any human being to drive any car anymore, right? Because we're moving towards a spatial um, existence where it's AR, which is augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality,
Right.
IoT, IOB, IoE, which is Internet of Things, Internet of Bodies, Internet of Everything. So
But,
there's going to be a digital convergence of everything. Your home,
right.
you're going to be scanning and using your eye retina. This is why, I mean, I don't know if you saw the Meta Ray Bans and the Oculus and
Yeah,
you
right.
know
But there's
now.
all of these things like them company market and you have like people where gravitate to them and whatever and excited and so forth. But me not really see them sticking like, whoa, this is something where they have to stay. Like, it pop up for a time and it's the new hype and the new buzz and this and that and whatever. And then in a couple of months, it's just back to normal or back to a person and say, well, we want something more upgraded.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it not stretch far and wide enough, like, just like even like an overall cell phone. When it start with common people start to access like cell phone. To me, it just take off and just control the whole world. Me not see like none of them machines I do that. It pop up and in a certain parts of America and certain first world countries, it's a thing. And then after a while, it's just like people just are searching the next thing. Oh, all right, we have enough of this in our 2 months. One next one half. Just that me I get from them. So, to me, none of them now stick like just like when a cell phone did roll out or a iPad did roll out or them thing there. You get what me I say?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think you're mistaken because you're not in the space. I mean, everybody have different algorithm. I think your algorithm is mostly music because that is the nature of your business. So you spend more time looking at music and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, that's really what you're dabbling mostly. And when you do go outside, maybe around your area is not as prevalent as it is in certain area. If you go like to California, I mean, if certain areas like
No, man,
now the
I mistake me, I Miami me there, so say them have like what heap of hype, whatever. No mistake me, there, as me say, you have whole heap of things and whole heap of technological stuff where people fancy. But me just I say me not seeing it enough when me think this is a takeover. Like as me say, like when like cell phones roll out, iPhone, Samsung and them thing there. That's see where it reach on a level where a man have to go fling where him landline phone and actually get with the program. I know say,
yeah,
this
yeah,
is the new way. You have to get one of them phone. When it start move from button to touch screen, a man realize say, oh, me now go can beat up my finger too long. And whatever, me have to go the touch screen way. Me now see nothing where forwarding where and is like in a majority like the regular cars and we are making now. A lot of them are make with what heap of computerized stuff and so forth. I understand that, but as
yeah.
I said, on a general level in terms of like enough of them new technology, I feel like if it's viewed on a level where it can come take over and you feel like just like even the computerized cars, like the self-driving car and whatever. Me not say
Yeah.
it's not possible that it may take over one day, but me not see that for now, brother.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can respect that opinion because one can only speak on the information that they have and from their vantage point, right? So I get it. I mean, you cannot speak on what you don't see and what you're not aware of. But for
Right.
me, in the AI space and the people, do you follow Elon Musk?
Yeah, man, most definitely.
So you get notification when you post stuff and everything.
Yeah, man, I follow them on X, man. As me say, me a man me like when people are talk stuff, me have a
No, you
understand.
can't follow. You can't follow him and just X. You have to really follow him and his YouTube space and various other
All
different.
of them platforms, man.
Yeah, but I follow most of the people from Silicon Valley that is really
Right,
um big in the space. I
right,
follow like Boston Dynamics and all of these robotic companies.
right,
I follow the godfather of AI, Jeffrey Hinton. I follow Chat GPT head, Sam Altman, and these various other different people. So I mean, a lot is coming. It's just that a lot of people is not aware because they're not in the
No, no,
space.
me understand that, and as me say, I always have like a lot of stuff where I roll up. But my argument is that a lot of stuff where one should say, well, when this forward are trouble and the whole place are gonna get take over and whatever. To me, a lot of it come and pass and not necessarily making any significant impact.
Yeah,
Because
because yeah, and I can respect that because what most of it's going to they're right now here in Atlanta, um, and in several parts around the U.S. The data centers, because everything is going to be run by data centers. Most
yeah,
of the data centers is not to its completion. There's actually going to be a new internet interface. It's no longer going to be Wi-Fi. It's
right,
actually going to be Fi-Fi. It's Fi-Fi system. It's going to be far faster than the current, so there's not going to be any buffering or anything like that.
right,
So a lot is going to roll out. It's called like spatial web or Web 3, right? So
right.
Web 3 is going to be the new internet interface. It's going to be complete perfect precision. Like I said, no buffering, nothing like that. And so within let's say by about next year
Yeah,
it's
but
gonna run.
this is some game changing thing, not because you like, them type of stuff the way.
Be careful what you wish for, Nick.
No, no,
Be
me I
careful
say,
what you wish for, Nick. Rick.
no, you have things where necessary, where probably you can look and say it F up the world. Cause even like cell phones. Everybody down in them phone, nobody don't pay attention to nothing. You get to me? I say everybody has
Yeah.
nine. You have like people where use the internet for progressive purposes and so forth. So people where use it for business and so forth. But a large majority just step on TikTok and YouTube or whatever, just a scrolling life away. So with anything where come out, you are gonna have people where probably are gonna on the flip side where now go pray out how to make this thing beneficial to them. So
Yeah,
regardless,
they're gonna
it's not gonna be flawless or whatever. So me just I say, me think that if we are gonna have all of this talk, oh wow, this a come or that a come. We need this is something game changing, brother.
yeah, it's very unfortunate. A lot of people are going to become useless eaters for sure, because it's definitely going to create a great deal of problems, right? For all of us, including myself. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I don't want to really be. Yeah, I mean,
No,
I've always.
but you're not supposed to. Regardless of what forward, remember I say how far you come from, So regardless of what forward, I know like unless something come with I take away your brain cell, but as long as you can process things, you're supposed to know say regardless of what forward, you stay up on top of it. Because we always are going to the future, so you always are going to have new stuff, you know. Yeah, just like back then, you probably have to go in a dictionary or go in a encyclopedia or go study certain things for get certain information or gather certain information. You can just go up and chat GPT or everybody are everywhere offer AI, Google all about, all sort of AI programs. You can just ask anything or information, just a fly and whatever. So, a man just have to just know and make it work in a film favor. You see it,
Yeah,
and how this can profit him and benefit him. Yeah, because me like some things with AI or whatever. Because sometimes I
yeah,
want to know something in a long, whatever. Me just boom and me I say, oh, all right. Probably to that, me that still find out, but probably more have to make a little more lengthy or scroll or whatever it is, or do more research. But to me, whatever forward, man, it's just why you make of it, because no matter what them carrying, somebody are gonna benefit.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's gonna be a complete change for sure. I mean, once they're profitable and everything else, you know, I don't even know what that's gonna look like. I can only assume that it's going to really shift what we do as a human being, it's going to change the construct completely. In fact, I think it's going to move completely away from the fiat system and even the free market society,
Right.
right? To what we know, because the free market society and capitalism is a created system, right?
Right.
Even money, money really came from Lydia, that is ancient Turkey. That they were the one that started the first minting system in Turkey, because the Byzantine Empire really run the Roman Empire system, and then then the money was translated to Juna Moneta, which is a temple of Juna Moneta. This is where money, the name money, comes from. Moneta, right?
Right.
Um, if you take the Y of monetary, you'll get Moneta. That's where the money comes from, which was a title given to the Roman goddess Juno. So, and then it is a system. It's just that we're moving towards a different system where it's not going to be we spending money, like fiat currency anymore. I think it's going to move into our skin or into our Neuralink that is attached to our brain or whatever. And I think that is going to receive great pushback when people realize that they're creating a completely different system for our existence.
Right. Right. But here we
Yeah.
go and skeptic. Me I go make a little run here now, cause me I go do some stuff. So big up for your reasoning. See?
Yeah, man, definitely, man. But overall, the political system itself, both party crowd look good, but I think from a non-biased standpoint, I think the Jamaica Labour Party, for it to be the incumbent party, um, they're really really doing great for an incumbent party. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah. All
Well,
right, man.
yeah, man. Big up yourself. You don't know a thing, go.
Yeah, man. Take it
Yeah.
take it easy.
Right. People big up on yourself, You don't know. Respect.